Hey guys, what's up? Today's gonna be it's gonna be day one of the free agency. So I'm gonna go ahead and point out a few things. First off, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and talk about. Yeah, I know this happened 5 days ago, but I'm gonna talk about the Clippers and Wizards trade, Martian Gortat and Austin Rivers. Now I know that those two are just role players, a role player for a role player. Austin Rivers will be going to the Washington Wizards, and Martian Gortat will be going to the Los Angeles Clippers. Um, now Jerry Now remember, Jerry West is now the GM of the Los Angeles Clippers. He's been for like the last year. And we all know that Austin Rivers is the son of Doc Rivers, which is the Clippers coach. And we all know that before Jerry West was the GM, Doc Rivers was the GM and the coach. He also gave that Austin Rivers that enormous contract. And people did not like Austin Rivers. People felt like he was getting special treatment just because his dad was there. So I think Jerry West did make the right move just by simply getting Austin Rivers off the team. Though I think they will need to get a point guard soon. So there's there's that. Trevor Ariza left the Houston Rockets for the Phoenix Suns. Now this is interesting for the Rockets because he is important. He's an important piece on that team. Though he's not a star or anything, but he, but he plays on both sides of the floor and everything, and both sides of the floor. So that could actually kind of hurt the Houston Rockets. Now, why Ariza went to the Phoenix Suns, I don't know. The Phoenix Suns are not a good team. They got good young pieces, but it's gonna take a it's gonna take a while for that Phoenix Suns team to come up. Um, two players that'll be staying on their teams. Will Barton will be staying on the Denver Nuggets, and Baines will be staying on the Boston Celtics, which that's whatever. Marco Bellinelli, he will be going back to the San Antonio Spurs. He was just on the Sixers. I think he won a championship on the Spurs. But he'll be returning back there again. That's another whatever thing, except for the fact that he's going back to a team he played for once before. Omri Caspi. Now people would have known this guy as the guy who went to the Golden State Warriors. He didn't get a ring because they actually waived him on April 7th, and he but now he just signed with the team who will be going to the Memphis Grizzlies. Ed Davis. Again, these are mostly role players I'm going through right now. He'll be leaving the Portland Trailblazers for the Brooklyn Nets. That's another whatever thing. Kevin Durant update. Kevin Durant will be going through the next playoffs with 0 rings. People might say, but he's a 2-time champion. Not to me, people. All right, we all know that. To me, Kevin Durant's still a fraud. To me, he's still ringless. I don't want to hear LeBron did the same thing because it's not. I've already explained that many times before. In an old video. Rudy Gay will be staying with the San Antonio Spurs, which, okay, he's a pretty good player. Paul George will be remaining with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, this is another thing I'm going to get into a little bit of detail about. Last offseason, Paul George has actually informed the Indiana Pacers, before he got traded, he informed the Indiana Pacers that, I'm going to leave this team. So the Pacers ended up trading Paul George to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Victor Oladipo and some other guy who kind of sucked, but yeah, he'll be remaining with that team. So now people thought this was gonna be a little bit of a risk, just because they said Paul George is gonna be a 1-year rental. Turns out he's no longer a 1-year rental because he just signed there. Oklahoma City Thunder kept another player. Jeremy Grant. He will be remaining with the Thunder. Okay, I guess they want. Gerald Green will remain with the Houston Rockets. That'll be good for them. Joe Harris will be remaining with the Brooklyn Nets. He was a former Cavalier, and he actually showed some potential. He's actually a good shooter, but then he eventually kind of fell out of rotation. Still a good shooter though. Ursan Ilyasova. I'm not sure what it's going to do to the Sixers. The Sixers was a team that Ursan Ilyasova played for last season, but next season he'll be playing for the Milwaukee Bucks. Um, this is going to be huge for the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic, one of their future stars. He's going to be staying with the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets. I'm sure they're very happy about that. Um, DeAndre Jordan. This is another interesting one. Now I remember. Now 3 years ago, DeAndre Jordan has actually agreed to a verbal agreement to join the Dallas Mavericks. All right, and then Chris Paul, Doc Rivers indirectly kidnapped him from his house, strapped him on top of their car like a deer, and threw him right back to the Clippers' office and convinced him to stay as a Clipper. Don't worry, they didn't actually do that, but they actually convinced DeAndre Jordan to stay with the Clippers. So he backed out of the Mavericks agreement and stuck with the Clippers with Chris Paul back when he was still there and Doc Rivers. Now, once again, he agreed to an agreement with the Dallas Mavericks. We'll see if he does go through with that. Maybe he will because the Clippers, they kind of suck right now. Chris Paul's not there anymore, so it's not like Chris Paul's not gonna be there to. I'm gonna try to be there to try to keep him. But yeah, we'll see. Mark Cuban, he was really angry, and DeAndre Jordan apologized. Mark Cuban said he's not gonna accept that, and I never really had a problem with that. Problem with the fact that he backed out of the Mavericks agreement and stayed with the Clippers. The thing is that he actually had his own mother call Mark Cuban and saying that he's staying with the Clippers. Rather than DeAndre Jordan picking up. Yeah, dude, just be a man about it, alright? Luke Cornett will be staying with the New York Knicks. I have no idea who that is. Moving on. Doug McDermott, who's an okay player, he'll be leaving the Dallas Mavericks. And he'll be joining the Indiana Pacers. Looks like he's been kind of team hopping a little bit lately. It's not a bad player, though. Chris Paul will be staying with the Houston Rockets. That's the big one for the Rockets, which, of course, Gerald Green will also be staying. That's a little bit of an interesting one for me because Trevor Ariza, he agreed to a deal with the Phoenix Suns. So I don't know how this. I think the Rockets still gonna be good though. We'll see. Maybe they can come up with a pretty good replacement for him. Again, we will see. Derrick Rose, who will be remaining with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm not surprised there. Jimmy Butler's there. Tom Thibodeau's there. And apparently Tom Thibodeau, apparently Timberwolves are trying to think of trying to hope for a buyout agreement with Luol Deng and Joakim Noah, who both have terrible contracts because neither of them are like good players, but they had those really bad contracts. They're not Joakim Noah. I don't think he played a game last season, and niggas are paying him all that money. And I can see why, because if you think about it, they have Tom Thibodeau as a coach. They also have Jimmy Butler and Derrick Rose, and now they want to go after Joakim Noah and Luol Deng. Those are four former Bulls players. All four of those guys were teammates. I think Thibodeau just wants his old guys back. That's what it sounds like. Okay, Nick Stauskas. He'll believe in the Brooklyn Nets for the Portland Trail Blazers. Honestly, that's a pretty good pickup for the Blazers. It's an okay pickup. Fred VanVleet will be sticking with the Raptors. We'll never know what happens with the Raptors because Dwayne Casey is gone, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Lowry or DeMar DeRozan gets traded. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if both of them gets traded. So there's that. 4 players got got waived. This was yesterday. Um, Isaiah Taylor from the Atlanta Hawks, Cole Aldridge from the Minnesota Timberwolves, Thomas Bryant from the Los Angeles Lakers, and Tyler Ulis from the Phoenix Suns. Those four guys just got waived. The one I don't really agree with is Tyler Ulis from the Phoenix Suns. I've been hearing that he's actually like a good young guy. So personally, I guess maybe they should have kept him. So yeah, that's basically what's going on with the free agency. I'll see y'all next time. Maybe there'll be more news free agency that I might talk about. All right, have a good day.